Come, all you young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea, and it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, we're all together, boys. Blowy winds westerly, blowy winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boy, steady she go. Up jumps the ale with a slippery tail, climbs up aloft and reefs the topsail, and it's windy weather, boy, stormy weather, boy.
This is the Kraken. I built a pirate ship. So, of wind and sun gives you these sails. There's gold and red. I used red because I'm doing the pirate ship. I think the gold is actually a little bit faster. These are A-class engines. I think the gold is like C-class or something. Oh, these are C-class. I don't know. Anyways, so that's where you get the sails from. Then in Trinity gives you these micro M-class modules. So the front end is shaped with M-class parts. That's why it looks a little bit different. The engines in the back are going to be surrounded by shroud cowling to make sure they've got a good curve. The reactor is going to be surrounded by this Nova cowling so that that curves into the shape of the ship, as well as this being lined up with these two, connected back here, lined up with these Deimos wings, which is going to make a really nice back end. I'm going to take apart the top here and show you what the sails are actually attaching to and all that stuff, because this is actually several pieces here. And then 3 landing gears, Dark Star. So I'm building at a Dark Star terminal to make it easier. And then lighting underneath. We're using Matiliha spotlights on mounts like this, forward and aft facing. Y'all can see that. So that's kind of the overview. I'll get into, here's the habitats. So the main body of the ship we're doing, you walk in. I'm using the Matiliha Aerospace ship bed because, or ship bay, because as you can see, if I can get focused on it, there's a door. It doesn't have a ladder, it has a door. And so that door is going to go straight into a brig / armory. So if you're in jail, you go straight in to jail. Up here we have all-in-one berthing that connects to the cockpit. This is the glassless cockpit. So it looks like cowling, but it's not. This is a cockpit. The inside's actually really cool too. It's kind of like a Titan from Titanfall. And then I put the Frontier habitat on here, so it's a Frontier. This is like a Frontier upgrade, essentially. Big upgrade. And then we go into the Graph Habs. It gives you the Nova Galactic crew quarters. I've got a captain's quarters that's really nice. Mess hall, and then a living quarters that has like a TV living room area, and then a table with some cards on it. Play darts in there. It's got like a drink station. And then if you go aft of the Frontier habitat, we're going to have a Galactic Workshop, followed by engineering, followed by what is our reactor, but also it's a habitat. So you walk in there and that's like a reactor core with like red lighting and stuff. And then on the back side of that, we've got the new Avon Tech parts. We're using the edge tail to give us like rudders on the back. Now these just go right here. See what I'm saying? See that line starting to form? Okay. Now, actually, highlight these, and I'm just going to stick them where they go, which is right there. So, see those Nova pieces, how those connect into that reactor. Now I have easier shipbuilding turned on, so everything can just merge together. I don't have to use glitch techniques. Now, here's our engines. Okay. But the problem is, they won't snap onto the back of those habitats because these graph habs, certain versions of these habitats don't have back snap points because you're not supposed to try to form a door on the back of it because there's stuff in there that is like vital to the room being what it is. Anyways, regardless, the engines actually snap onto the cowling. So first off, the cowling has to go on the bottom of the ship. Like that. Then the engines have snap points to connect to. Now this thing, just for a better shape, that Deimos belly snaps onto that 1x1 habitat so that it's got a nice little curve on the belly. You could also you get rid of that and just do another one of these. Flip the other way. Same kind of thing, just not as, I don't know, I like the other version better. I like this better. Alright, moving forward up the ship. Here we've got some weapons. So, weapon mount with these big old Matiliha magnetic weapons pointing out the front of the ship. Now, let's get all this on here. So, this is all the same stuff in Trinity Deimos cowling. Right there. See that? Same thing here in Trinity Deimos cowling. So that piece goes there. This piece is going to connect to it. And then you flip it upside down and you've got this here. Same thing, you flip that upside down. And then to finish off the line, you grab the backwards version of the piece and that merges into the shroud cowling. There you go, that's the front end. Now these weapons are on these. I noticed that there was like a gap here because this is Nova and this is Deimos. And so there's just like, it doesn't really line up. So I grabbed this Nova cowling and, oops, keep them together. Grab this Nova cowling and this is a weapon mount, but it's also functioning as like making this a better line so that this Nova continues on into the Deimos. It's just smoother overall. Now these little wings, not wings, sails, I decided to merge right there. You could put them further out if you want, but I felt like this was a nice line on the ship coming off those Deimos pieces. It looked pretty mean. Almost looks like big eyes. Big red eyes. Alright, now these things, this is actually, let me get this. I'll show you how I did it. Copy one of these and I'll show you what's up. So you get these from the equipment section. These are aft and forward facing spotlights. And those spotlights can connect onto weapon mounts, they can connect onto equipment plates. And what you want to do is get two weapon mounts upside down. Use better ship part flips to get them to flip upside down. And that's another mod. And you put the aft facing ones, the spotlights, on one equipment plate and forward facing on the other. Okay, you're starting to catch my drift. Then you take one of the equipment plates and put it in the same spot as the other. So the way you do that is you put it pretty close and then just press down. Now it's like one space away. Then you highlight the piece it's attached to with left bumper and press A twice. It turned green. The second time I pressed A, it confirmed it. Now we've got forward and aft facing on a single mount. So those are going to shine both directions, and it's going to work better for me for the style I'm going for. But let me back all that up, because I already had these things like lined up in position, and I figure it's going to be faster overall if I just put it back where it was and then grab all the pieces. There we go. Is that lined up? That looks low. I don't know. These attach underneath here. So they line up with those snap points. Highlight the ship, press A. There. Lighting installed. Let me get this other one that was like out of line. You're out of line. No, you're out of line. Okay. And we'll just put it right there. That's where that goes. Let me pick this up. Oh yeah. Let me show you before, because I already covered it up. Whoops. Right here. That's your Docker. So there's the Tiger long range port side Docker. You can go port or starboard. Since it's a pirate ship, I figure I want it to look like it's floating in the water next to where it's supposed to be, like it would be actually docked in the water in the ocean. So that's what I did. Also, the long-range Docker stays out of the way of other stuff that's sticking out of the sides. it doesn't give you that error code of Docker not fitting. Alright, now on these galactic graph habs, these 1x1 habs, I put these on the side. I was going to do windows, and you can, but if you do windows on the captain's quarters, you lose the bar in the captain's quarters. And there's other various things across here that, like, I like a good internal experience, and for me, I get a better internal experience by not having the windows. But, again, you do what you want. It's your ship. I'm just here to show you how I did mine. There we go. Y'all see where those Deimos pieces went? That makes it look more like a deck on top. Now, let's get this other engine. These are actually engines, by the way, the sails. So they replace the need for engines. If you don't want to put these engines here, you don't have to. But I like the line. It almost looks like a wake in the sky being created with these extra engines here. Now, here we go. We take an Avon Tech hood. The Avon Tech hood goes here, so it's just hanging over the front of the cockpit here. Now this shield attaches to the Avon Tech hood. This weapon goes here. Oh yeah, I'm glad I zoomed in on that weapon. Let me move this out of the way for a second because there are several parts here. Here is the N1 shielded cargo. So this comes from the Mandalorian ship, the N1. There we go. Here's our grav drive. This also comes from the Mandalorian ship. That's another mod. It's like a Star Wars ship. It looks like the N1 that the Mandalorian gets when his whatchamacallit, other ship blows up. I know the name of that ship. I've made one before. Oh my gosh. The name escapes me. I'll think of it in a second when I stop trying. Alright. Here's the Avon Tech hood. Now this actually goes like snapped here onto the habitat. But this one is snapping up on top of this piece here. So I wanted it to be like what they call the junk boat. The old boats you would see over in Asia with the sails of this style. These are actually called junk sails. Junk sail red. Oh yeah, but this is in the wrong spot. This goes through the shield right there. A little bit more forward. Okay. Last but not least, she needs some landing gears. Let me fix my camera. I'm using Dark Star. And the far aft one goes there, right? Is that how I did that? You know what? I'll put them where I want. They're lined up in a group where they're supposed to be, but they're not snapping exactly right, so let's just do it how I did when I first built it. This one's going to go here. So just grab the boat, press A, force it to snap right into the exact right spot. Now over here, that's the problem. They try to snap onto the cowling. Just copy it, push it up, highlight the ship, press A. It's further back than I expected. Let me put this one here. That's better. Okay, I'll take out this one. Yeah, I like that better. On the cowling. There we go. You'll see that landing gear placement. And we are nominal at that point. Pirate ship is complete. Frontier, a bunch of graph habs. Difference is I painted it like a dark red fading into a lighter red in the back. I'll go ahead and back out and cancel these modifications to show you. There it is, complete with the paint job. The Kraken. Now I'll show you the inside. We'll take it to space, show you what the weapons look like. Having trouble spawning the vehicle. Oh yeah, show you what it looks like with that glow underneath. It's very subtle, especially in the daytime. There you go, now you can see it. Just glows red, looks mean. Definitely a pirate ship. We're on Kodos right now. I just built this place on Kodos. It's nothing but a platform to edit ships. Alright, got my pirate gear on. Sam? Did you misbehave? Did Cora do this? Alright. So we're entering into that habitat, all-in-one berthing. It's got its own bathroom. This is a 1x1, super nice. Here's one of those glassless cockpits. Like I said, it's like the Titanfall interior. So these are actually supposed to be screens, technically not windows. Then the Frontier habitat. I'm sure y'all have seen this before if you've flown the Frontier. But I attached these bedrooms, so here's a all-in-one berthing, even with the washer and dryer, water, trash, lounge area, a desk. I didn't know this was here. They have a bathroom as well. Across the way, captain's quarters is my favorite. Washer, dryer, a better desk with a locker and some extra controls, and a better lounge area with a couch and a table and a bar, a mini bar. It's nice, and a galley, working galley. And it's Frontier toilets. You can actually sit on them. Not like all the other bathrooms in Starfield. Alright. Just more immersive overall. Moving aft. Excuse me, sir. I'm transporting workers right now.
Nice ride.
So we got that, like I said, there's like a TV. Some plants. You can open this, but you can't grab these. They're decorative. Okay, if you want drinks in here, you gotta stick some of your own in there. But it looks nice, right? Darts. Table.
My head's pounding.
On the other side, we've got the galley. Somebody left the fridge open. Dude, move. There's a food printer. There's also a galley for cooking. We got 2 tables, coffee bar. Pretty nice. Why do people like to stand in doorways? When we go aft, we've got the workshop. This is where you start to get into serious business, okay? So you're doing your work back here. Even more serious business, you've got engineering. Even more serious business, we've got the reactor compartment. And stop leaving the door open. Containment is important. If you're working, close the door. Anyways. So yeah, business in the back. It's the opposite of a mullet. Business in the back and fun stuff's up front. Alright, let's take her up. I like this mountain view. Nice day for sailing. I like how you can see the reactor from underneath. And when the legs of the landing gears fold up, you can still see them, so it doesn't look like they're just disappearing into some magical components. The only downside to these Avon Tech parts that you'll be able to see here in a second. Right now, I have this camera mode where my ship looks further out, and so if I go and boost all the way, you can see an artifact start to show up behind the ship. It's like a duplication of the piping that goes on the piece that's on the aft side. I don't know why it does that. I don't care too much that it does that, but if you care about it, it might not be the ship for you. Just saying. Now let's take a look at what it looks like in flight. Orbital camera. Yeah, there she goes. Like I said, you don't need the engines that are on the bottom there. I just think it kind of looks like, you know, where the water would come off the ship and create wakes. That's where I put those engines. Our weapon system. We've I've got right trigger like this, left trigger like this, and the Y button. The big guns. Everything firing at once. Let's take a look at that. Pretty nice. It's hard to get it right when those big guns are firing. Did I get it? No. One more time. Dude, it's hard. It's hard to catch it. Those are fast. There it is. Got it. Okay, so there's those giant missiles coming out the front. The red underglow, you can even see it in space. Man, I like that. There it is. I suppose this is the end of the video. 23 minutes, less than a half hour. Good, 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 good. I'll put the required mods listed at the beginning of the video. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's the Kraken. Hope you'll have fun on your pirate missions. You could also go through and replace them all with Crimson Fleet habitats, or you could go with the, what's it called? Ancient Mariner is really good. It's like wooden. It actually looks like a wooden ship on the inside, so like that's perfect style for this, honestly. I might swap out to Ancient Mariner here in a little bit, but yeah.